My name is Law. It's actually to new fans and new viewers on my channel. If you already know who I am, welcome back. It's been 2 weeks. I did my last live, and whenever I do the first time whenever I do lives in the beginning, I know you get a little bit nervous, which is kind of weird. So yeah, I know my face does morph sometimes, like on screen. Um, I'm starting to see it actually to myself because I'm really looking at it right in front of me actually. Um, right now my eyes brows is being weird and stuff, so I'll try to ignore that if I can. So yes. I don't know what to call this, but high speed fans. So yes. Um, it is around 9 o'clock. It is about 21 o'clock in military time. So yes, if you're watching this from different countries, you're most welcome to hop on if you want, or if you can make it that. So if you can't make it, that's totally okay. You're most welcome to watch this later. So yes. So there's a few things I would love to catch up and do things with you if I can. Before we do that, the first thing I like to say is make sure you subscribe. Make sure to my channel. Make sure make sure you like this and make sure hit the notification bell to hit make sure you hit the notification bell to stay tuned for my latest content. And I know some of you have been wondering why I've been posting more. It's because I wanted to make myself to pursue myself to publish more reels than usual because I know I mentioned before that I've been posting less because of my grandmother. That's sort of bring up, which is it's a good sign. So yes, I know of you heard about my grandmother passing away. I will not talk about that today. So that's over. So there's a few things I do want to interact. There's a few things that I want to show of you. If you want to come on here, feel free to let me know. So yes. So the first one I want to show you is this one. This is pretty recent. This thing I just did this last week on the 15th of April. So this is April the 15th. Yes, it is marked of what they are painted in my initials, so I know who painted it. So yes. Hello. Hello. So yes. Yeah. I'm gonna start from the bottom because on the top is the most recent ones because I did 3 artworks today, and I'm kind of have lots of artworks at the moment. I'm starting the process of selling them right now. Actually, I have a customer who sold my artwork prior a week ago, so she might be coming sometime next week to pick it up. So yes. The other one I want to show you is this desert kind. I know you can't barely see it because the natural light in the background. So, yeah. So I know I don't think you can see this, but these are cactuses that I included. It's more like a desert theme I went through. Them theme. So yes, that's okay. You don't have to. That's okay. Hello, hello. Oh, I don't want to do that. So yes. The other one I want to show you is this is like it's just a simple artwork really. I know the lighting is kind of weird. I'll try not to avoid the lighting as much. So yeah, so I did this half moon because my themes for when I do my artworks is mostly mountains, landscapes, oceans, nights, and some views really. That's usually my gigs. I don't know why, but I should branch out with other pieces like abstracts. I know some of you mentioned about my abstract views. Well, not views. Mentioned about my abstract paintings. I have some abstracts, but most of it is mostly nature related and stuff. So yes. So yeah. I know that's what you've been wondering. So yeah. This is cool. When I did this, I don't think you can see the moon because it's a bit lighter than the sky. Yeah, you don't barely see it at all. I'm sorry about. Technically, to be honest, I'm sorry I did this because I kind of paint a bit dark, but I wanted to do this, but I don't think any of you can see this. So yeah. So it's my first time doing this, so I gave this a try, and turned out it's actually pretty cute. So I kind of like this part, but I'm not sure how you are seeing this because it looks darker to you. But for me, it's not bad. So yes. How old am I? I just did that trend in my reels a couple days ago, so make sure you check that out because I did not want to share my age on lives too much because it's too much information. So make sure you check out my previous video regarding 2 weeks ago regarding my age. So go ahead and go over to that reel, just get to know me, especially to the new viewers, because I think they're starting to get new fans of my channel. So feel free to browse my channel or my content if you want. I'm not saying that just to brag you or brag to your interview, because it kind of feels like I'm giving like bad intention to you, which I don't want that. So yeah, so make sure you check over that reel if you can. That does include my age and my height and stuff, so make sure you check that out. This one, I just finished this Oreo actually. Again, I know you don't. I know you probably, but I can't talk. I know all of you cannot see this, but it's a darker theme. So yeah. So yeah. Again, you can't see it, but I know you can only see this part. But I wish you can see it. But there are trees in these corners if you are wondering. So yeah. Hello. And the goodness is, I did three new artworks, and these artworks are now in stock. If you're most welcome to sell them. If you want to learn more about these artworks, please go over to my Facebook. If I was you, just search my name in the search bar in Google, and it should be saying Facebook. And make sure you are interested from there, because I cannot sell my artworks on YouTube. That's the main problem. And same thing for Instagram. I cannot do Instagram too, but just reach me out through Facebook if you want. That's the safest bet, really. So yeah, so reach me out from Facebook if you want to sell my artworks. If I see you, if you really want to take good care of my artworks, please don't destroy these. I did a really amazing job with this. I put a lot of effort into this. Try not to destroy this if you want to, or paint over it or something. I know most people usually do that sometimes, which totally makes sense. But trying to keep the original artwork the same, because I'm that person, and sometimes I get iffy here and there. So yeah. The other one I just did today is this. I really like this. This is cute, and this is much more seeable as well. I included some shooting stars because it kind of reminds me the dreams I began past month and a half. So again, the mountains is always my gig because I was like mountains. So yeah, I was like mountains. So again, this is the theme you want to know. I just did this today. In this one, I just did this two today. I have another one too. Another one I did today is this. I know this is a bit of a crappy one, really, and I don't really mean to. I might have to redo this one if I need to, but I don't think I need to anyways, because it doesn't look not too bad really. So the moon is kind of a purplish. It's kind of more like is summer feeling really, but not really. It's kind of like a fall thing right there. And I do include a little dolphin down here, as you can see. So yeah. So that is all the artworks I have this past 2 weeks. So I hope you are interested in those artworks. Again, if you're interested in buying my artworks, feel free to let me know through Facebook and Facebook Messenger if you have them. If you don't, I don't think I can do that. If you have Facebook and Facebook Messenger, feel free to contact me if you're interested in these artworks, because right now I am up for sale for my artworks, and I do have a post regarding of my artwork, so make sure feel free to check that out too. And just let y'all know, I do not accept offers, and I do not accept international shipping. I just do a pickups from home, so that means I don't have the car. So feel free to contact me for more information. Okay, let's get at it. So yeah, I know that's not just talking regarding my artworks, because I just really want to get that out of the way. Because again, I don't accept offers. I don't accept international shipping. I don't have a car. The only thing I can do is just pick up local in what I'm at really. So yeah, feel free to check that out if you want to. It's already in my Facebook post. It's got a skull. So yes, I really want to talk this because these I don't want obviously. Yeah, so I'm gonna push back. These all of my report cards. My 2 schools I went in Elton, Maryland. I can say that actually because I was originally from Elton, Maryland actually. If you all be wondering. So yeah. So 3 grades. So regarding on my report cards, I got 3 report cards regarding 3 different grades. So I got one for grade 3, I got one for grade 5, and grade 6. I was hoping for grade 4, but not really. So yes. So I'm going to share my grades. I think this is a perfect time for me to share my grades back then, because I don't share my grades, and I think this is a perfect time for me to do, because I think I should get out the way. So I was in grade 3. Again, I went to Cecil County Public Schools. If you know that area in Elkton, Maryland, feel free to do a shout out on the description. Just only for the residents of Elkton, Maryland. Please chip in if you want to. So I'll try to put out some specific ones, because I think it might be more like a shot. So yeah, I did not bad in my public school, because I was okay back then. I had mostly D's, E's, and F's. I was mostly B's, C's, and D's actually. It's really not bad. D's was my most difficulty times when I came across this encounter. So yeah. So the first thing I want to point out is I must have had A's and B's in my in the subject of art. I was really interested in art, because one, I have very strong interest in art. Second, I'm pretty good at art, and 3, I'm getting better. Like not just getting better, like more like I'm improving. So yeah. So art for my marking period 1, I had an A. Marking period 2, B. Marking period 3, B. Marking period 4, A. So my overall grade for that subject is a B, which is pretty good. Which is good news. I have library media, which is at 1B in marking period 1, and throughout marking period 2, 3, and 4, mostly C's. So my overall grade for that library media as a subject was overall at a C, which is average. Physical education, I had not all A's. Physical education, I had all C's, which is pretty good. Straight on C's, marking period 1, 2, 3, and 4, and throughout the year as well. So yes. Social studies. So yes. Hello. So yes. I know this in channels that I will not recognize. For example, for you, I do remember you. So welcome back. So yes. What I'm doing is I'm just talking about my old grades from Cecil County Public Schools. If you're familiar with that in Elkton, Maryland, in the residents of the area, put yourself a shout out under there. Again, just from Elkton, Maryland. I know I was originally from that area. Feel free to put yourself down there if you want. So yeah. So I was gonna say I had 2 C's and 2 B's in social studies, which is not bad actually, which is pretty good. My overall grade for social studies for grade 3 was actually a B, which is pretty good. I had for marking period 1 and 2 C's, and in marking period 3 and 4 B's. So which is not bad actually, which is pretty good. So yes. So yeah. Hello. So yes. And this is different kind of art, and it's just kind of weird. I wasn't expecting this. I have 2 types of arts. I don't think this was eligible or offered in other schools, but for me, I had general art, which is the one I just mentioned about the A's and B's. And this one I had integrated arts, and I don't know what that means. Maybe it's about basics or anything. I don't know. So in that subject of integrated arts, I had all B's in that year, which is pretty good, really. So yeah, so I did met. I'm not going to share the other subjects, because I just think it's kind of weird, which I don't want to talk it out really. So I'm just putting on specific subjects that I just feel like talking about. So yes. the few subjects that I really hated back then, I'll say reading, writing, and health. I know it sounds weird, but reading, writing, and health is not my favorite subjects. I know most students, kids, are not don't have favorite subjects, or do you have a favorite subject? It depends of what they are interested in that subject. For example, I like art, math, and history. In geography, I'm saying geography because I've taught myself geography for 5 years. Just pretty interesting and pretty cool. So yeah. So this is grade 3. It's pretty cool. Again, they're both the same school, so I'm gonna talk. Where is it? So these ones are the same school but different grades. So yes. Hello. Hello. Um, if you're already coming on here, I know most of you are new. Feel free to browse my content. I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. So yes. I'm just talking about my grades back in my early ages. Back in the 2010s. Again, I went to Cecil County Public Schools. So yes. I used to be, but I'm not. I used to be in Army for I think for 4 years, and yeah, 3 years. I was just Army for 3 years, and then I'm gonna stay for 3 years. So I'm a stray kid style really. As you can see. So yes. Okay. Back to my grades. I don't want to get off track too much because I just want to do what I talked previously. Um, grade 5th. This really caught my attention because I don't know why. Do I have any recommendations in your almost in middle school? I did this to another subscriber a few weeks ago, and I asked the subscriber if he or she has any recommendations of going to like high school, middle school. So yes, yeah, I can ask that question. If you enter in middle school, one, maybe try and meet some friends. I know fake friends could happen here or there. Try and make some real friends so they don't so those friends won't talk behind your backs. So making friends is a good option. Um, the other one is dress nicely for your first date for sure, because you might get some impressions of how you're gonna meet people there. Definitely that, and I think through like homeworks and stuff, make sure you study well. I know if any of you are transferring schools and still having trouble like with homeworks and stuff, maybe just try and do like a little better in classes, like concentrate more often, or try to be like more participated in class more often, like for example, raise your hand or asking more questions, or if you feel like adding comment, you're most welcome to do that if you want to do that. I normally do that because I'm mostly was determined back then, and I'm always like that because I'm always determined of asking questions all the time, and I've been there too. So yes, the other recommendations is do not involve with harassment, bullying, or any of those kind of sorts in high school, in middle school, for example, vaping, harassment, bullying, bad. Those are bad stuff. I don't want any of you to do that in middle school because that will lead into trouble for the first day. Because I'm sure your parents will not be happy about that. So yeah, so try to stay away from that if you can. I think that's all the recommendations that I got right now. If you have any more questions regarding that, let me know later. So yes. Cool. My bias from BTS is Jungkook. The reason why I said that is because it's vocals, which is pretty cool. So yes, do I use glasses? I used to. I just use them for far distance, but now I don't use them because I just graduated my local university 2 years ago. So yes. Right now I don't wear glasses. Again, it's just for far distance. So yes. Okay. I was thinking speaking about grades in schools. The other thing I do want to say is, this is really weird. In grade 5th, I had a similar A in mathematics, mathematics or math, if I want to say it. I only had an A in marking period too, but with the marking periods, bleh. I only like that grade. So yeah. Science not too bad. I had 2 B's, which is marking period 2 and 3. Huh? Hold on. Something seems weird. Okay, this is weird because I had mostly C's and B's. This is a different one. So grade 3, I had mostly C's and B's for social studies, and now in my grade 5, which is grade 5th, I had all C's for social studies, and when I went into my high school years, I had all A's. I really had all 4 A's throughout my 4 years in high school, which is pretty interesting, which is cool. So yeah, yeah, and then writing, no, it was weird. So this one had less subjects, which is math, science, social studies, reading, writing, and that's what I want. That's what I had. So yeah, grade 3, grade 5. Okay. I'm just talking out my grades from my old school that I went since I was a kid. So I'm just sharing my grades because I think it's a good idea for me to share because I don't do this in live, so I think it's a good idea for me. So yeah. I'm just sharing I'm just sharing my grades because I just feel comfortable. So yes. I'm sorry that happened. I was choking on something. Sorry. I just took a minute. Sorry. I was choking a bit. I'm okay. Thank you though. Sometimes I like to do this and sometimes it's I always whenever I paint my artworks and stuff, I always lick my paintbrushes in my mouth. Sometimes that can cause it. So I think it was that. So I'm okay. Thank you. So this is my middle school, which is grade 6. I only had this as elective, which is art. For art, I only had this for one period 2, which is I had B minus. So yes. So yeah. Sorry, I got a little distracted. I had a B minus for that marking period 2 for art. So yes. This isn't great, but different subject. Marking period 2 again. I'll get there in a minute. I'll get there in a minute. I'm a bit distracted at the moment, really. Sorry, hold something. So marking period 2, again, this is different subjects. I had a B minus in health and human services, which is not bad. Which is just mostly health class, really. That's interesting. I had all B's in physical education, which is pretty cool. I wasn't expecting that. I had 2 C's. I had 2 C's in marking period 1 and 2, and then 2 B's in marking period 3 and 4. The subject for that was that subject was reading in English. It's not bad. Science for science I had 1 B and 1 B plus, not B plus, B minus, which is marking period 1, and throughout the marking period 2 and through 4 is mostly C's. So So this is for social studies. So yes. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. For social studies, I had one C plus in marking period 2, but throughout marking period 1, 3, and 4, I had mostly B's, which is not bad actually. And for computer or technology education, I had C minus, which is not bad. So yes, where am I from? Uh, I'll get there in a minute. I'll get there. So yes, so that's all my grades. That's all my grades I have. So yeah. Where am I from? I am from United States. I'm not going to say which state I am from. Well, actually, I've done it a few times. I'm from Pennsylvania, but I'm not going to say which town I'm in because that would too much identity. So I'm from Pennsylvania of United States. My mother and I were thinking of moving, which could be a bit unexpected. I want to talk about that in a whole different live because I don't want that to be like more of a surprise, so shocking it to all of you. So yes, I'm from Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania of the United States. I'm not gonna say my town. So yeah, so yeah, I don't have anything else to discuss really. Yeah, I don't. The choking stopped. The choking stopped, so I'm okay. I'm okay. So yeah, I don't have anything else to say really. Um, yeah, I really don't have anything else to say really. So yeah. Algeria. That's cool. Can I ask what time is it from there? Because I don't keep track of I don't keep track of what time it is in Algeria. You must welcome to put some questions down if you want to, because I'm most welcome to answer them if you want me to. Because I put down some few ground rules regarding my lives, which is I like to keep things positive throughout lives. I like to keep my chats clean. I don't accept curse words really or anything, so make sure you keep that to yourself. Um, Sometimes I will spread negativity here or there. For example, my grandma would pass, and it's kind of like a negative right there, but that's over. I still miss her, but so yeah. So just basic ground rules, like my channel, which is well, most of the lives really. Make sure that things are positivity. Make sure we are happy about it. You know what I'm talking about. So yes, I'm from the United States. I am from the United States. I just said that a minute ago. So yeah, I'm from the United States, Pennsylvania, because I'm not gonna say which town I am from, because I'm just gonna get that right. So yes, I did sell a new album from BTS. So there's a day that I was up in Delaware that I was thinking of getting a new album, but when I went there, when I went in Delaware, I was thinking getting an album, but my top priority was getting stuff for Easter for my mother. So I just concentrated on that. I was focused on getting that album. So I might have to wait on getting that album because one, there's 2 albums that left, and so yes. So yeah. So yeah. I was hoping to get their album, but I'm not exactly sure if I should. If you do want me to encourage me to get it, feel free to let me know. So yes, Southern USA. Yeah, I'm okay. I'm just a little nervous because I'm not joking. Wait, Southern USA. I'm assuming that's more like South Carolina, Florida, Alabama, those way. So yeah. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say really. So yeah. It is about to be almost 10 o'clock, I think. I just want to check what time it is. Yeah, it's about to be almost be like 10 o'clock here. So yeah. I don't know what that means. So yeah. I'm just doing nothing really. I'm just doing really. Oh, talking about ice cream. I just had ice cream earlier, actually. I really like ice cream. I don't. I do want to share this thing. Have any of you heard about Jeffrey Epstein? If you're familiar with him, there's a few things I would love to talk about actually about him. I know how the show Nickelodeon can be scary for kids and stuff since we were young, and now, especially, there's some weird, awful things that's starting to feel bad for these new kids these days, and I don't want those new kids to experience the show of Nickelodeon, because what Jeffrey Epstein did that with Nickelodeon, there's a thing that is going around saying Jeffrey Epstein has his own island, and that island will be the replica of the show Nickelodeon. Now, as you can see, the design of the Nickelodeon on TVs, that's the map of that. So yeah, so Jeffrey Epstein's island is the same replica of the island that you're seeing on Nickelodeon, the TV show. Design, the theme design in the background, as you can see. So yeah. What's my favorite song from that new album? I really like Hooligan and 2.0. Yes. I'll say it again. I really like 2.0 and Hooligan. Those two are my favorite songs. I'll just listen to Swim earlier, so I think my top three, I'll say 2.01, Swim 2, Hooligan 3. So I like those three songs right now actually. So yeah. I can do 3 more questions, then I can come to an end, because I need to let my dog in. So yeah. Those are really good songs. I do like them too. Do you have any more questions before I hop off? I did say 3 more questions, but it's really up to you. I'll give you ask 3 questions, yeah. I think my plans for this weekend is I'm picking up for tomorrow. Tomorrow is Saturday. So I'm pick up my new sunglasses up in north middle of PA. So I'm gonna do that. I might go to lunch. I might go a little bit of shopping if I can. So yes. Thank you. So yeah. Again, I have Down syndrome. I don't share that as much in my lives, but I do have Down syndrome. Which is mostly my communication, but that won't impact to all of you. But it just only impacts to me. So yeah. Especially to new fans. If you want to know what is wrong with me, it's just my communication. I know it doesn't apply to all of you, but it only applies to me though. I know some of you are thinking what she's talking about, what she's saying, or what she's saying, these kind of stuff. It's just based off what my brain is capable to say and how whatever trying to speak actions out of my mouth. And that could like involve with difficulty of communicating in different words, includes speaking to you like in virtual or in person, and that could impact it. So yeah. So my main problem through my lifestyle is pretty much my communication. So yes. That's cool. I don't want to ask too much personal questions, but may I ask what kind of Down syndrome you have? I just want to put that out there. What is my favorite bias from Stray Kids? I reword that question a bit if that's okay with you. I'm sorry, I just saw something sitting right here. I don't know. So yeah, my favorite bias from Stray Kids right now is Han and Chan. So yes. So yeah. Han and Chan. So yeah. I can do 2 more questions, and I just really asked a question to you really just now regarding Down syndrome, but you're most welcome to put it out there if you want to, or you can just give it to yourself really. So yeah. Especially for those people who have Down syndromes, like that finds it very hard to that finds hard things to do. For example, having trouble walking, talking, or having trouble talking, having trouble hearing, blind. Sorry, I thought my Wi-Fi just cut out for a second. So yeah, you got mosaic. It's kind of more like what I have really, but a bit different. Just speaking of different kinds of Down syndromes, I know most people usually have that. For example, walking, talking, hearing, vision impairments. Um, um, there's another one I want to say, but I forgot what it was. So yes, what is time? For here in the United States, it is 9:45. That's why I was about to ask you. I was gonna say I do read military time, so that's why I was asking, what is your time in your countries? Or you can speak in military time if you want. That's what I wanted to ask earlier, but I don't think you didn't fully understand. So that is totally okay. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's kind of partially mine, really. So yeah. Um, that's kind of questions. We can do one more question before I hop off because I need to let my dog in and stuff. So yeah. I know all of you always do this, but not you. I always play with my hair a lot on lives, but I need not to do that really. So yeah. So I just got an order off a machine. That makes sense. I know people usually have like some kind of features in their bodies that feels different than other people usually have. I know that it's really hard that actually happens. Maybe try using a straw. Like using a straw could be helpful because I use straws when I drink, for example, juice or iced tea or iced coffee. I think using the straws through drinks might be a good bet. Even though you don't have to show your tongue like out in public or anything, like when you eat or drink. Um, I know it's kind of. I'm not trying to say that it's making fun that I'm making fun of you or anything. I'm just finding some ways that can help you. As mentioned, using straws can be helpful. So I highly encourage you to do that if you want. So yes, I know again people have different types of body features that's always some problems they get like new surfing or have six fingers and stuff. So yes, yeah, anytime. Am I good at singing? I do, but I just don't feel like singing today. I just don't feel like singing today. That I'm glad you asked that question, but I don't feel like singing today though. But yes, I'm good at singing. Even though I improve here there throughout the day sometimes. Not sometimes, mostly actually. So yeah. So yeah, I think that is all the questions that I did mention, which is three. I'm gonna head actually gonna hop off. Thank you all for coming on here. I'm glad I got to chit chat with some of you, just good with for good news. So yes, so make sure you check out my content. See what content is available for you, all of you. So yes, again, I'm not eligible for getting money yet, so you just may have to wait. So yes. Um, so yeah, so make sure you check out my content if you can. Make sure you hit the subscribe. Make sure you hit the. Sorry, I'm speaking too fast again. So make sure you make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you also hit the notification bell to stay tuned with my latest content. So again, I do my lives every other Friday. So make sure you keep this in your calendars because sometimes I could have teacher plans and that could cause it sometimes. So I'll let all of you know. So thank you for coming on here, and I will see you on the following Friday. Bye.